from that break, glad you're still watching Zan's Breakfast with me, Alan Habit, and the sign language interpreter is Gideon Miner. In studio, we are with Professor Fred Ogola, and we are dissecting and having a conversation about things that are happening in the country. Over the break, Prof, you brought an interesting topic that totally had skipped my mind in the president wanting to put up infrastructure that is supposed to move Kenya to a first world country, and this is the Mau Summit, Rironi Road. We're going to talk about that, but before that, let us quickly look at some of the stories that are in the dailies, and looking at the Daily Nation. Southeast Asia storm deaths hit 600 as 4 million affected. Heavy rains devastate countries. That is what is happening in Southeast Asia. And wild coin saga, how Kenyans Irish scans ended up in Germany. That is on page 2. Quickly, in a minute, do you have something to say about data protection?
I mean, the issue is that Kenyans just pretend they do data protection. For example, if you want to do something crucial, for example, registering a party, but they are not serious about it in any way.
And more so when the big players want that data.
Yes, I'm sure these are things which someone must have bribed the government officials, and they offered it. Remember how WorldCoin was done here? They even registered here in ways that cannot meet the
standards of
a company. So the government is so corrupt. You know, when you have a corrupt government, it even brings insecurity to the citizens.
Absolutely.
But you see, when the government is straightforward, they protect their citizens. Like in the US, my brother, there are some things you cannot do just for the sake of the citizens' protection. But for us here, we are sold so easily. We have a promiscuous government that is, who can pay higher gets what they want. That is not the way you should run government.
Away from that now, by-elections fallout. The Daily Nation are saying that there are some fallouts after the by-elections. Now, double standards. Top politicians who backed rival candidates in the just concluded by-elections are facing disciplinary action, including potential removal from party and parliamentary leadership positions. Sources in the broad-based government team of Kenya Kwanza and ODM reveal plans to reorganize parliamentary leadership to reflect the current political realignments. That is a story that you'll find on page 4. And some of the people who are expected to be battered by this political mercilessness is UDA. Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale, backed by DAP man in Malava, says he is his friend and brother. Then there is the likes of Nyali MP Mohamed Ali, a backed DCP candidate in the Magarini by-election. As well, Ford K. Kabuchai, Member of Parliament, Majimbo Kalasinga, supported independent MCA candidate in his constituency, and DAP Kenya Kakamega Deputy Governor Ayub Savula rooted for UDA candidate in Malava by-election. Some of the people who are expected to reap big might be on their way out include Saboti MP Caleb Amesi, who supported candidates of DAP in recent by-elections in Western. Also ODM Kitutu Church South MP Anthony Kibagendi backed candidates from Dr. Matiang'i's UPA party. And lastly, Kitutu Masaba MP Cleve Ombane supported MCA candidates of Dr. Matiang'i party in the recent elections. Prof, what do you make of all of this?
I've heard you talk about Dr. Matiang'i party. Which party is that?
It's called DC something.
UPA.
Yes, the party is called UPA.
But let me ask you, see, I thought Dr. Matiang'i is the deputy party leader of Jubilee. How again is he owning a party called UPA?
Probably it is under that fold. There is sort of a coalition, and
you see, well, let me tell you what. You know, sometimes when I hear people who say they are stickler of the law, then when you hear reports about them, then you wonder, isn't it? I'm a political party leader, isn't it? I only belong to one party. I cannot have another party that is under me. It is public opinion that UPA belongs to
Dr. Fred Matiang'i.
It's also public opinion that Dr. Matiang'i was supporting Nyaribo, who was impeached governor of Nyamira. It's also public opinion that Matiang'i knows the corruption, the integrity and moral issues that are actually befalling this called Nyaribo.
Yeah.
And it's public opinion that he actually supports those things, isn't it? Now, in UPA, he was told to come to the coalition using UPA. He chose to come through Jubilee, which means that he cannot claim to be there because Jubilee is not a coalition. Jubilee is a political party. So how can UPA come inside Jubilee? It's not possible.
Leaving your options open, Prof.
So what I'm trying to say in short is that let us try to really do due diligence about what our leaders say they believe in and what they do. Because brands falls when you cannot have consistency. I like being consistent. I like being straightforward. You may not like me, but for those who like me, they like me. For those who don't like me, they don't like me.
And you know where they stand.
I'm okay with it.
Yes.
But you cannot be like, you are flip-flopping, you are this, you are that. You can't be. And it's a very unfortunate that Kenyans really sometimes, unfortunately, do not analyze someone in totality. Today, you are saying you are UPA, celebrating for UPA win in Nyamira. Then tomorrow, you are wearing a red shirt saying you are in Jubilee, isn't it?
Jubilee, yes.
And then again, you are saying you're anti-opposition. So let him choose. If he cannot make a choice, let him not waste our time. In fact, I can tell you, some of the challenges that are making united opposition not deliver anything is the disunited elements in it. I can even almost say there's some infiltration inside the united opposition. So some people seem to be working for opposition, but some people are working against the opposition inside the opposition.
And on behalf of government.
On behalf of government. So Matiang'i needs to come out very clearly as a gentleman, the way he says he is, and come out clear which party does he belong to. And of course the issue of fallout, those ones are expected. Because ODM expected that the people who are from ODM were supposed to support the broadcast candidate. And I think there's nothing in law that stops them from supporting them anyway. Those are just stories here and there. They are going to fade out. They're just like, people don't know what to talk about. They're just post-election, post-by-election fever, which will end.
And then there is a paradox of jobless PhD holders in the country. 400 Kenya produces, 400 is the number that Kenya produces approximately, and graduates every year against a national target of about 1,000 at least. But even if they're being produced and they're not employed, and I remember, Prof, last week you quipped how somebody was asking you that you're a professor, but you do not have a clear-cut job, or why would somebody fire you from a job? What do you have to say about these other professors, the knowledge holders in the country, but they do not have anything meaningful that they are putting their knowledge to?
First of all, it's unfortunate that the Kenyan economy, the Kenyan human resource is more advanced in terms of development that the economy is behind that cannot reward it. Because in other countries whereby we're talking about we have a deficit of 1,000 per year of PhDs, yet we're only getting 400, in actual sense, the government should find a way in which these highly educated Kenyans should be able to earn a living and be able to choose whether they want to work or they want to do business. Because it is clear that if we have a deficit of 1,000 per year, I remember most time when I was in the university, I used to say lecturers being told that if you take 2 more years before getting a PhD, we shall exit you from the university because you are useless if you cannot get a PhD in the next 2-3 years. So most lecturers were being employed with a master's degree with the condition that within 2 years you finish your PhD. Now, how comes when they finish, they have no jobs? But the second thing I also want to say, which is unfortunate, is that they should not say, they can say they have no employment, but they should not say they have no meaningful income. I was a professor in Strathmore University. 5 degrees, 2 master degrees, a PhD, 16 World Bank certification. I don't have a formal job that I do, isn't it? But I've never begged for food, isn't it? I have a means of income because I can use my intellectual capacity to generate income for myself and feed my family. You've not had my wife throwing things on social media that she's leaving me, isn't it? You've not had my kids can't go to school. They're going to school. I can take care of my family, isn't it?
So the issue here is how do we put the professors to better use within
So there are 2 people to
ecosystem?
blame. First of all, the government, because the government creates the education system. But secondly, if you're a professor and you really have a PhD, what
really
did you
is
do
important.
research on that you cannot commercialize, isn't it? I also did my own PhD, even I did mine abroad. The other time I was being called to give a public lecture in New York City, isn't it? Why was I being invited? They find me productive, isn't it? I do consultancies for companies. I help companies grow. I have a consultancy company that now can even fund agribusiness. It can fund food production. It can fund green energy. I'm saying if you need funding, come to me in those projects. Just come with a banker project, I'll fund you. So I don't have to rely on someone giving me a job, isn't it? I've been sitting in boards, like I told you now, I've quit the job of sitting in the board of Archdiocese of Nairobi. I've mobilized so much resources for their growth. Now I can do other things outside it. So I've been in politics for 3 years, isn't it? Politics, you spend money, you don't earn money. So it means I have to work, spend money on my family, but also spend money on politics. So what I'm trying to say is that those professors should ask themselves many questions. Then lastly, government sometimes can sabotage these professors because of their what we call professional voice. Because the president does not like highly educated people. Anybody intelligent is a threat to him. So when you speak out there, you speak your mind on economics, like myself. Why did I lose my job? Because I went and said bottom-up economic model cannot work, isn't it? And I was fired from Strathmore by the president, replaced by the son-in-law. You understand me? Now, when I came and said that SHA is the biggest problem for the Catholic Church healthcare, and I was setting up the CariMed card to help the Catholic Church overcome the challenge of SHA, isn't it? Do not happen. The government called the Archdiocese of Nairobi. They were concerned of my position in Catholic Archdiocese of Nairobi. When I saw now it was becoming difficult for the board to operate, I said, instead of the board collapsing because of one person, isn't it? Let me exit, isn't it? To allow the Archdiocese to do their stuff, because the president is threatened by the fact that my academic and strategic thinking inside the board threatens SHA. Because I said that CariMed can substitute, can complement, and can supplement SHA. That made it a problem. And I can tell you, Alan, if you allow me, you know, being a business person, I was meeting some business people all on the other side. What I saw was very clear, that people are scared that if the next president comes in who cannot be able to sort out SHA, who will create another health medical scheme that will throw away the debt in SHA, just like Ruto threw away the debt in NHIF and jump another one. And I can tell you, we should be careful about any president who is coming on board without having what we call continuity of government. As you take off government, also take off the debt, the pending bills, and sort them out as first charge. I heard someone like Alonso say, when I come in, I write off what? Affordable housing. No. You can only write off house levy, but affordable housing already is in the Kenyan balance sheet. There are people who have subcontracted, who are contracted, need to be paid their money. Sort everybody's bill, because if no one's bills are being paid, pending bills are not being paid, pending wages are not being paid, Kenyans suffer. So you can see this in very many facets, because reality cannot be seen from one eye.
In winding up about the Rironi Road, you gave an interesting explanation that probably the audience would want to learn about. The double taxation. How does the double taxation come into play? Yet it's touted as a road that is going to change the transport sector and how business happens within that corridor it's going to serve.
First and foremost, Alan, the president talks about first world, isn't it? A first world cannot be built like this. First world, there's nothing like first world. I told you last week that first world is sabotaging people. The best thing to talk about this road is this way. This road has history. People have come with different ways to do it, but it has always failed. And the president's method is the worst one, PPP. Where they built a toll road. Remember, this road between Rorori and Mau Summit is 174 kilometers. We're going to spend 200 billion shillings to build it. Now, they're saying that they're going to toll this road. Now, when you toll this road, you remember that also there's called the fuel levy. First of all, there used to be a need for toll, but Kenya resisted, so they moved to fuel levy. The first time they put fuel levy was 3 shillings. Then they moved it to 8 shillings. Then they moved to 18 shillings. Then William Ruto has taken this fuel levy to 25 shillings a litre. for every liter you buy, whether you're using it for generator, whether you're using it for motorcycle, whether you're using it for lighting, whether you're using it for vehicles, you pay 25 shillings per liter. So which means that if the fuel is 179, it means that
25 is going to a fuel
25
levy.
is going to fuel levy. Now, if you pay 25 shillings in fuel levy per liter, now if you can believe how many liters it takes you to move from Rironi to Mau Summit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've calculated that you'll be paying a fuel levy of around 500 shillings between that distance. Now, if you're also paying toll, which they say is 8 shillings per kilometer, and we have 174, that means you are going to pay about 1,400. So it means in total, if you are traveling between these two distances, just the taxes you pay by going to Mau Summit and back, which can be one day, is 2,300 shillings. You have not even put your own fuel in the car. You have not even drank water on the way. So if you are doing business, because if you want to say you are opening up Rift Valley for business, it is too costly. I'm wondering, what are you selling? Are you selling drugs? Are you selling cocaine that you can make that amount of money? Because that's going to be a cost of business. The cost of goods sold must be cost of transport. Transportation will be too expensive. I'm asking, Mr. President, first of all, you have a budget. Kenyans are paying taxes. Secondly, they pay fuel levy. Thirdly, they pay toll. So where are you taking all this money? I can tell you, if the president do not know the formula to do Mau Summit Road, we only have 20 months to the election. Let him go home. Another person with a better idea can come and build that road. We better wait for 20 months than to build it for now and then forever have trouble in our country.
You said many people have tried, as we're winding up, you've said many people have tried to build it and they have failed. Which is the best way to tackle this? Because indeed, it is an impediment. People traveling between the 2 points, it is very tedious.
We know what's happening is the easiest way to build this road. It's very clear that the amount of money we are losing, let me tell you, my brother, we are just even losing 4 billion shillings per day to corruption. You hear now State House withdraws 3.6 billion shillings in 42 days for travel. These wastages we're having, put that thing on that road. There's enough taxes. I was doing study plan for Kenha. I did it for Kera. I did it for Kura. We even have a World Bank that is willing to invest money there in building that road. But what's happening? The people who can give them the right amount of money to put there, they cannot allow because they have nothing to eat. You get me? So that's why I told you in my economic model called Evolve, we must run a lean and clean government to allow partnerships that can build the road. Like now, I have money to invest in infrastructure with my organization, but don't accept because they need a tip. So long as you are corrupt, you work with the corrupt fellows like Chinese. For example, that road has been put in 2 categories. One is China and Bridge Road. The second part is another Chinese road, isn't it? So 2 Chinese companies have taken the contract of the 2 roads, isn't it? Now those Chinese are willing to bribe the government. Who cannot bribe them can give them that money without putting toll on Kenyans. But the Chinese can bribe them, then put a toll, and then they eat money. But lastly, this is very important. The investor who will collect toll will be William Ruto. With the money he has stolen from Kenyans, he will pretend it's the Chinese doing it, just like Uhuru did it. Expressway, it was for Chinese, isn't it? Whose company is it? It's Uhuru's family. So Ruto is saying, before I go home, just like Uhuru has his Nairobi Expressway, I will also have my Rironi Mau Summit Road, which is me. So that money every day will be going back to Ruto's pocket. It is a wash money. You understand? Because as you give unclean money, you're going to receive it back in the bank account, because Chinese do not pay anybody in bank account. Chinese pay in cash. I have evidence I can give in court, which is not supposed to happen in Kenya.
All right. With Professor Ogola, it is always fiery and it is always eye-opening. And that is where we want to end the conversation today. But of course, the conversation does not end entirely. And we're going to be back with another conversation. We're going to be talking about political parties So keep it Science TV, and we'll be back.